Theaters, the place to be for the ultimate in quality entertainment.
Ted Mann understood the spectacle and the magic of the movie theater experience. And more than anyone, he knew how to create it. Born to immigrant parents on a small homesteader farm in North Dakota, Mann was raised with deep-rooted Midwestern values that would shape his life. It was in his job as a theater usher in Minneapolis where his love affair with the movies would ignite, setting his ambitions on fire and his fate in motion.
In 1936, there was a little theater with 350 seats. It was closed because the country was closed. I was able to lease this theater for $100 a month rent. I would take my own tickets. I'd open the theater and I'd close the theater. I'd even pick up my own film 3-4 times a week.
And he did, from sweeping the floors to selling tickets, popping popcorn, and running the projector. Ted Mann had found his calling. And with a reputation as an astute businessman whose word and handshake were as good as gold, Ted continued to expand, buying the premier theaters in Minneapolis and St. Paul. But the turning point for Ted came when he opened the new Academy Theater in Minneapolis for the premiere of Around the World in 80 Days, which went on to win the Oscar for Best Picture that year. The event was a wild success, and it catapulted Ted from local theater owner to a man Hollywood started to notice. Ted and his theaters helped make the Twin Cities a popular test market among Hollywood directors. Whatever Ted did, he did big. He was a real showman. So when he added drive-in theaters to his growing chain, Ted just had to build one of the biggest movie screens in the world. It wasn't long after that Ted moved to LA and started producing movies of his own. Then in 1973, Ted took his biggest swing yet, betting that America's appetite for movies was only increasing. He acquired the National General Theater chain for a whopping $67.5 million. It was a bold risk, but it paid off, making Ted the biggest independent movie theater chain owner in America and the owner of the crown jewel of them all, Hollywood's world-famous Chinese theater. There, he cemented his reputation as a risk-taker by booking an unknown science fiction movie called Star Wars that would become one of the biggest surprise hits in motion picture history. Despite his successes, Ted never lost sight of who he was or where he came from, and he prized one trait above all others.
Nothing is as important as your word. Your values will set you apart. Your integrity will enrich your life materially and in every other way.
Ted lived that message. In 1986, Ted entered into talks to sell Mann Theaters, an asset coveted throughout the entertainment industry.
After long negotiations, I told them that if they would sign this deal with all the conditions that I lay down, I will not offer it to anyone else. It was then that every other major studio wanted to buy this company from me. They had offered me almost $25 million more, but on Monday morning, I had to practice what I'm trying to preach here today, integrity. I said no, and I made the deal.
Ted left that deal a winner, because even though he sacrificed a much larger profit, he upheld the most important truth in his life. He remained a man of his word. Ted's greatest wish was to uplift and inspire, and in that spirit, we give you Ted's guide to a meaningful life. Make a promise, keep a promise. Be kind. Don't spend more than you take in. Be happy with your portion. Don't let anyone you over. Make work a joy. Keep punching. Be punctual. The whole world is based on dollars, but don't compromise your sense of values for that. And finally, nothing lasts forever except good music.
Kiss today goodbye. The sweetness and the sorrow.
This was Ted. His secret? He didn't make life about himself. He gave back to the community that gave so much to him. He treasured family, and he used every disappointment as a stimulant to move forward.
There were times that were very, very difficult. And you too may have those times. But never give up. Always aim high, dream large, learn much, and always keep striving towards the highest point to which the intellectual and creative spirit can reach.
For Ted, living a principled life wasn't just the key to success, it was success itself. That's because, as Ted knew better than anyone, success is who you are as a person.